Hi, I'm Tony Lavish, the metaphysician, and thank you for watching my video. In my last video, I talked about how I manifested a stroke using the law of attraction. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I healed myself, just kind of using reverse engineering this thing. So I talked about my depression, which was very instrumental in causing me to spiral down into the point where I attracted a stroke for myself. So when I got home from the hospital, needless to say, I was way worse off than I was before the stroke. Before the stroke, I was totally independent. And after the stroke, I couldn't comb my own hair, get dressed by myself, or any of those things. So at that point, I had to decide if I was going to become more depressed or try to get better. And so once I realized what the law of attraction was, I decided to use it to try to heal myself. So when I started studying it, I found out that it was one of several laws. And another one of the laws is the law of polarity, which is a universal law that is always in operation, just like the law of gravity and the law of attraction. Well, the law of polarity says that for everything there's an equal and opposite. And so, for example, like hot and cold are both temperatures. They are the same in being that they are temperatures, but they are different being in polar opposites. And it's the same with up and down, and you get the gist of it. But so I decided that I could use this law so that where I was depressed, I wanted to get to happy. So what I started doing is just monitoring my thoughts from the time I got up in the daytime when sunrise. I got up and I started monitoring my thoughts. I would say today is a good day. And I would just be grateful that I had waken up and didn't have to call 911 like what happened when I had the stroke. I got up and I had to call 911. So I started being grateful that I had got up at sunrise and I didn't have to call 911. And I started saying, thank you for this beautiful day and being grateful. And little things like, I study words, so I love breaking down a word and getting its true meaning. So I stopped saying good morning because I learned that the word morning came from World War II. Before they had phones and all that stuff, when someone's loved one died, they wouldn't know until sunrise. So when the people rode in to tell everyone who was dead, who wasn't coming home, they called it the morning because that's what people would do when the people came in at sunrise to give them the news. They would call it the morning. So morning actually means what it says phonetically, morning. Again, the subconscious mind does not understand the difference in the words, that they are spelled differently and sound the same. So the word morning does indeed mean mourning or to be sad. So I stopped saying that and I started saying today is a good day. And that was just one of the things that I tweaked using the laws, because your words are very powerful. And so the third thing, speaking of words being powerful, I started affirming, saying the opposite of what I said when I was going through my depression. In my depression, I would say, I was ugly and I was weak. And so now I started saying that I was strong and that I was beautiful. And I would use the law of polarization, the law of polarity with that too. I would say that if I felt bad or ugly, I knew that I had to polarize on the opposite of that and keep thinking those thoughts until the law of attraction kicked in and attracted more of those thoughts. So by the end of that, at least 51% of the time, I had mostly positive thoughts. And so I would write that down, and it's hard to write down you are beautiful and you are strong with negative emotions. So as I would write that down, as I would do that ritual of writing that down, I would feel those positive emotions until after many, and the healing took longer to manifest than the stroke. The stroke didn't take long to manifest at all. But healing is taking a long time. I am still healing. And I think that it's a long life, it's a lifetime journey to keep healing. Like, you can never go back once you know these laws and how they operate. You can never go back. You have to keep going forward. You have to keep monitoring your emotions. You have to keep saying positive things about yourself. You have to keep affirming positive things about yourself and other people too. Because when you do that, you help elevate yourself on a higher frequency, and you attract more and more things. So the law of polarity is only one of the laws, as well as the law of attraction, and there are many other laws that I will talk about later. But I hope this helped you, and I hope that you know that you have to desire to want to change. Like, I wanted to change everything about myself. I wanted to change how I looked, where I lived, how I felt, how people saw me, and I did that and am doing that by using these laws. And just every time negative emotion or negative thought comes up, I definitely try to think the opposite thought, so that I can polarize on that thought and try to be there at least through my day to have more positive thoughts than negative thoughts. And the more you do that, at some point you will become a really positive person and polarized on positive thoughts. So there, that is how I heal myself and am still healing myself. So if you have any questions or any comments, just please leave them down below. Thank you so much, and thank you again for watching this video.